What's good, everybody? You know what it is. Thursday night, Good News radio station, live. It's Touchdowns and Tangents. I'm Pete D. Camarillo.
And I'm Kenneth Frank James Berry.
And shout out to the homie, Ruben Woo, once again pulling up in the house. What's good, Woo?
What's happening, guys? Thanks for having me on again.
No worries, man. Glad you're here. Kenny got dressed for you. I actually got a lineup.
Yeah, you're still wearing your hat. By the way, shout out to Pete for giving me this Rams beanie. My Super Bowl team. Shout out to Aaron Donald for hopefully getting 4 sacks against the Niners.
And getting Michael Strahan the fuck out of here.
Exactly. 'Cause one of them actually earned their sack record.
Oh. We're talking about the steroids in football?
No, we're talking about
Is this
Brett
a baseball podcast?
No, Brett Favre just... Then I'd have to call Sean and Jordan. Shout out to the police sirens outside.
Only in Los Angeles.
Yep, especially if you're on Venice. But anyway, man, yeah, I was out of town.
Yeah, man, my first solo show last week. Shout out to me, held it down.
Yeah, about that. There was no snare in my headphones.
Bro, we had so many technical difficulties. I would have made my spot last week if it wasn't for technical difficulties.
You couldn't even really hear me, and I had like the dopest points. I think you did that on purpose. I'm going to say it again. Shout out to Londale High for winning state. And like a bunch of their players made the All-CIF state team. So kudos to them. And somehow Nakifine has 20 sacks and has no scholarship offers. Yeah. Shout out to that whole team now, that whole senior class. But anyway.
There's actually a lot of shit to talk about this week.
It really is. Like, and this is the last show of 2018. Like, shout out to us.
We made it through another year. And I just mean the show. Like, we're alive.
Like, we haven't killed each other. We didn't die. We didn't kill each other. Like, I was out in Oakland just going through my old neighborhoods.
We haven't officially gotten diabetes yet.
Officially. I have to go do some eye tests just to make sure something's in order.
The signs are starting to show. Starting to get fatigued.
Catch us if you can.
I just drink a whole thing of orange juice and I'm regretting it now. It's like that lactic acid. I'm just like,
You can't get diagnosed if you don't go to the doctor.
Into the diabetes verse. That's wrong. That's really foul. But no, man.
We're really sick making diabetes jokes. Like, what's wrong with us?
I mean, did you make fun of Adam Morrison when he played for the Lakers?
Yeah, I did.
You're already way past that. He had diabetes,
and he was born with it. That's the worst kind. The kind you don't even have control over.
It wasn't Maybelline either. He was just born with it.
Wow. Boo yourself.
Bruh. Yeah, I made a Maybelline joke. I got it in.
But yeah, man, week 17, next week will be the playoffs. And in case you didn't know,
I got screwed in my fantasy playoff.
Nobody cares about your fantasy
38
playoff.
hundredths of a point.
Hey, I just want to shout out everyone who got second place in the fantasy leagues. Just want to throw that out there.
Shout out to the gentleman out there.
Yeah.
The gentleman of the year.
I get this award every year because I've been in this league for like
the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, I've been in this fantasy league for like 8 years, and I always get second place. So they give me a trophy that says the Gentleman Award. Hey, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming second every time.
Shout out to the actual movie, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Fuck that movie.
It was terrible. It really was. But just for the sake of.
That was bad.
I just remember they had Burger King toys.
Oh.
If you had Burger King toys, you were just destined to do a trash movie.
I forgot how bad. And then the ending was trash, too.
But, Woo, do you want to shout out who made you come in second?
No.
Shout out to Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
I had the Rams defense and Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks let me down. Odell didn't even play. So, never taking Odell. I'm ready to fully boycott the NFL on every level now.
I think the worst thing
Fuck
for
fantasy
me,
football.
like, my brother and my sister
That's why I
both
didn't play
won.
this whole year.
My brother and sister both won their individual leagues. So I'm the only one in my house who didn't win a league.
Fuck, dude, and your brother doesn't shut up.
Yeah.
So he's only talking shit.
I'm just glad I wasn't.
You guys aren't
in his
even in the
league.
same league,
Yeah.
and he's probably still talking shit.
Yeah, man. He's like, oh, I had Odell and he'd been playing. I still won. All right,
That's how we
cool.
fight. Because
Yeah.
I had Odell in like 3 weeks. He gave me nothing.
Yeah.
He was hurt. I was just like, oh, really? And then Evan Ingram decides to come back on, and I got rid of Sterling Shepard. How does Sterling Shepard have 800 receiving yards this year? Explain to me that.
Eli Manning.
Because now I didn't see shit in fantasy. I drafted him thinking he was gonna have a breakout year, like a Devontae Adams type year. Never happened.
Boomer.
Shout out to
Sooner.
Nick Chubb.
But back to real serious football.
Shout
Like
out
I
to
was
the
saying,
collusion in my fantasy league that
'Cause
kept me from getting T.Y. Hilton.
I really don't give a fuck about your fantasy.
That's cool. That's fine. But you know what else was a fantasy? Enter the Spider.
That's why I didn't play this year, because it's like
I think because you just weren't gonna win.
I peaked in like 6th grade. My last championship was like 6th grade.
I believe that. I totally believe that.
Ever since then, I usually just start off 0-4, and then somehow build my way up to I'm 500, and then I'm like the best team to either not make the playoffs or I get bounced in like the 3rd round.
Shout out to Keith Good News. I was gone for about a week, but I'm back now. Yeah.
Anyways, man, in the real playoffs, AFC, there's actually, according to NFL.com, I read somewhere, there's 128 different combinations of the playoffs.
And Pro Football Focus has analysis for every single one.
Which you can access for $9.99 using this promo code, go fuck yourself.
That can also be used simultaneously with The Athletic. Are we blackballing ourselves from ever working for those two sites?
Yeah, probably. And considering they're probably going to own most of media in like 5 years, it's really pigeonholing ourselves.
Especially you, because you already have enough mob ties.
I already have enough tweets of me talking shit about certain specific sports media people
That you can't delete.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, technically, this podcast is your championship.
Yeah, man, pretty much.
The People's Championship. I mean, it's more like a 75-20, 25 on my part. So, like, I get the brunt of the title, but you get it too.
You're the talent. I'm
you
the
get engineering
producer.
rights. You get producer credits. You can be DJ Khaled. I'll let you do that.
I'm
waiting for you to do that.
I'm the EP. You're the visionary.
So,
anyways, man.
As long as one of us isn't Dame Dash and you're not Hove, because we know that didn't end well.
Yeah,
we don't have to be. We don't want to be Rockefeller.
No comment. But yeah, man. So let's start with the NFC, man. Since Woo's our resident Cowboys fan in Southern California.
Interesting.
All the spots are locked up. Shout out to Pete Carroll, as I've said multiple times over the past 3 years.
Am I gonna have to take
one
back
of the
what
greatest coaches ever.
Okay, see.
Anyways, that's not the topic I'm on right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to say.
I just wanted to
we're not
I just wanted to take a kidney shot at you real quick.
And my kidney hurts too. That's fucked up.
All that orange juice.
Nah, other things.
Anyways, in the NFC, all the spots are locked up. It's really just playing for positioning at this point, except for the final seed, which could go to either the Vikings or the Eagles. So I'll ask you, Woo, first, since you are a Cowboys fan. Your Cowboys have already locked up the division title. They're in. They're going to have a home field for at least the first game. So let me ask you, just overall, not even necessarily as a first matchup, just overall, who would you not want to see more? Are you more afraid of the Vikings, or are you more afraid of the defending champions and your NFC East rivals?
I think for sure the Eagles, man. Especially right now with Nick Foles coming back. They're playing like they were last year.
Nick.
Yeah, they look like a whole different team. So I would definitely say them. Kirk Cousins, all that money, he's got nothing to show for it. So
the only thing I would say to that is their defense, I don't feel like is the same as they were last year. Like especially in the corners.
Well, yeah, they got banged up throughout the season for sure. They got like third string corners, and they got guys off the street, I think. So
and Amari Cooper took Russell Douglas's soul that game when.
Yeah, but
you'll recover from stuff like that.
I mean, but the thing is, like, Dak as much as I've defended him, he's just not looking good. So I don't know if he can do what he did to the Eagles a couple weeks ago in the playoffs. So I think that's what scares me more.
Plus Zeke is kind of hurt.
Yeah, and I think I like our defensive matchup against the Vikings more than the Eagles. But I would say that the Vikings have, I think, more weapons than the Eagles. But it's just something about division rivals. They know us. We know them. That game would be tough.
It's like every time I want to believe in Dak, he gives me a reason not to believe in him.
Yep.
And then every time I'm ready to just give up on him, he like makes me believe in him. It's like I don't really know what he is. He's kind of like in that, I don't know, he's somewhere in between that like Derek Carr and like Ryan Tannehill kind of like range of QB where it's like, you have some flashes of being a franchise quarterback, but at the same time, you're probably not.
Yeah, I feel the same way. He's in a limbo stage right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. I think the talent's there. I still think it's
coaching?
Development and coaching.
Yeah, for sure.
The scheme is horrible. I mean, he drives me crazy. He needs to get rid of the ball, throw it away, check it down, do something. A lot of these sacks are just his fault. They're not the line's fault. Like I said, I think the talent's there. I think they need to let him run more. They're taking that away. I think they're forcing him into being a pocket passer.
Yeah.
And most of his good throws are when he rolls out, he gets out of the pocket, and he improvises a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I still think Jason Garrett's got to go, even though they went on that run. I hope people aren't giving him more credit than he deserves.
For Cooper, they're going to give him credit.
Well, I hope they pay Cooper. I know they're waiting until the end of the season, but they need to pay that man.
Because it's like, if he ends up a free agent on the market,
well,
he
still has one more year under contract. I believe he's going to be making like his salary balloons because it's his 5th year. It's like $13 million or something like that.
But if Sammy Watkins can get a fat deal,
well, on those type of contracts, sometimes you can save money by spreading it out more than just taking that one big guaranteed year. So the Cowboys can do that. The biggest thing, though, I mean, for them is they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do with DeMarcus Lawrence. Because he's kind of at that age where he's like, it's like, yeah, right now he deserves a big contract. But like 4 years from now, is he going to be worth the $20 million salary that he's probably going to have? I don't know.
And he has an injury history.
And I like him a lot. He's one of my favorite players, actually.
Because he went to Boise State?
Yeah, that. And where did Randy Gregory come out all of a sudden? He made like a couple big fumble plays, like
couple weeks ago. Yeah, he's come up big. I read this article.
Because he was like trash like 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, I read this article on ESPN, and it was talking about how he was saying he was in a real bad place, and his lawyer kept telling him to go to rehab, and you're better than this, and was giving him the whole spiel, but he just kept pushing it off. So the article read that like four guys dressed up in suits wearing masks showed up to his
oh hell no.
Yeah, showed up to his hotel room
ski mask season
and dragged him out of the room, threw him in a van, and he went to rehab. And to this day they don't know who those guys were, and the lawyer won't comment on it. But he thanks the lawyer to getting him clean and getting him back in the league.
Molly Percocet.
Yeah, and that it went through this whole thing about how he was an army brat, so he moved and he got picked on a lot. So, he got into substance abuse and things like that. But, and I guess now he's clean, sober, and he's balling out right now. So good for him.
So he got what Alden Smith didn't get?
Yeah, pretty much. On that note, update on Josh Gordon. Turns out he wasn't just smoking weed. Shocker. No, I was really shocked. I mean, it came out report this week that he tested positive for substances other than weed. So, I stand corrected.
I mean, I just would prefer it if the dude got well. And if he has to medicate to get better, let him do that, but just don't play football then.
I mean, I think that's the way we're trending. All right, man. So, pretty much, my whole thing with the NFC is